You're gonna hate this. XRP, Jasmy, KASPA, ICP are about to head into the banana zone where they're gonna see crazy amounts of upside that you can't even imagine. So what is there to hate? Well, guess what? Most of you won't make any money in these moves at all because you aren't going to sell anywhere near the tops. In this video, I'm going to talk about exactly when to time selling these key coins and also identify some key risks around each of these coins. I'll also talk about the price predictions potential that you're hearing out there in the markets right now. So do me a favor, hit that like button. Let's get to today's video. Now guys, if you've been paying attention to the channel over the last few weeks, then you'll understand that we are following a pattern. We're following this, the Wyckoff reaccumulation schematic that just a few days ago hit into this spring level with everyone panic selling and crying. All of a sudden, huge news event happens, market rebounds, pumps back towards the upside, and now everyone's bullish again. Because we are just about to move out of the boring zone and into the banana zone where we will see these coins that I'm talking about in this video going absolutely bananas. And here's further proof of that. This is the total market cap of crypto minus Ethereum and Bitcoin, and as you can see, is creating the biggest bull flag you've probably ever seen in your lives. However, with bullish markets and excitement, there comes some downside potentials and risks. So what could they possibly be? Well, that's the first question. The other second question you probably got is why are you specifically talking about KASPA, ICP, XRP, and Jasmy? Well, because these four coins have something in common. Not that they're all bloody amazing, or that they're all going to go to the moon, they might do, but all because they have the most passionate, demanding, and excited communities behind them. You know, you probably heard of terms like the XRP army. And for a while, for the life of me, I couldn't work out what it is all of these coins had in common and allow them to build these kind of passionate, hyped up communities. Let me know down below in the comments why you think they are, but I think it's because each of these coins is representing changing to a new system in some form or another, whether it's XRP moving away from Swift payments and the big banks towards a decentralized model. And of course, this could be worth trillions of dollars into the future. Or maybe it's ICP, decentralizing the internet, moving away from the monopoly of the big tech firms that basically holds the keys to all of this. And you know the narratives for the rest. But whatever it is, one thing is confirmed. These coins will have very strong bull markets, and some of which are already having very strong bull markets in the case of KASPA. So what is there to be aware of? What should we be cautious of? And how do we identify when to sell the tops? Well, the first thing that you need to be aware of is this. Now, it's probably fair to say that you watch crypto YouTube videos because you're watching one right now. And as someone who makes crypto YouTube videos, I'm going to let you in on a little bit of a secret. This is a tool that new YouTubers like to use. It's called TubeBuddy, and if you click on Keyword Explorers, it basically allows you to track the amount of people searching for different terms that allows you to identify what content to make. Because unless you've got a more established channel like the House of Crypto has finally become, where you will pop up on people's home screens and stuff and you'll just click because you've been watching similar crypto content, most newer crypto channels will have to make content that you're searching for. And the terms that have the most search volume in crypto are KASPA, XRP, which you can see from the search volume here, and ICP and Jasmy. So what does that tell us? Well, it tells us that these search terms are fantastic for making YouTube videos about because I get lots of viewers on my new YouTube channel. And I know this because in the last bull market, I made videos about Ethereum and Solana. But there's lots of videos, so how do you outcompete someone next to you? Well, when you go and look at your YouTube videos in the morning and you want to learn more about KASPA or feel better about the fact that you bought KASPA, you're probably going to click on the thumbnail that's got the biggest price prediction ever for KASPA. And as you can see on XRP, you can see people promoting $10,000 per XRP token, which would be a 20,000x for XRP, which currently is sat in number 7 of market caps in coin market cap. And I would hedge your guess as that being a little bit of an unrealistic price prediction, if I may. I then see other videos, people being like 142x for KASPA by next year, which would take KASPA near enough to $500 billion in market cap. And this is only going to get more and more intense as we move into that bull market phase. Now that's fine. It's nice to have a bit of hopium and to dream of potentially where we might see our coins going into the future. But remember, crypto coins, whether it being a picture of a frog or whether it being ICP, the future of the internet, or whether it being Bitcoin, are simply controlled by one thing: supply and demand. Supply and demand, basically how many people are buying it, how many people are selling it, and how much of it's available. And because there's so many variables that affect this supply and demand model, it's almost impossible to come up with accurate price predictions for anything. You probably realize that in that there's multiple billionaire hedge fund managers and multiple experts in the game who can't identify what the price prediction is for the easiest coin to predict in the market. The easiest coin to predict would be Bitcoin because it has correlations between stock market and monetary supplies and all that stuff. However, if much people smarter than me, and dare I say you, when it comes to finance, can't predict the price of Bitcoin going forward, then how the F does someone like me or someone else sat in their living room pretend to be able to pull a price prediction of 200x out their ass for a coin that's already at $1 billion. And this is problematic because you probably invested some money into a certain coin or something like that, and you've been doing the maths. You've been working out that if KASPA does go and do that 200x, then I'm going to be able to go and buy that Lamborghini that I've got my eye on. And maybe if it does a few X's more, I'm actually going to be able to afford to put gas in it as well. That would be amazing. And you start to build this narrative in this dream, and then you just go out looking for more and more information that's going to feed this dream and keep it alive for you. And this is the number one problem in crypto bull markets. It's hard to maintain reality, and we get all this excitement and it carries us away because of confirmation bias. This means that we're reluctant to listen to any information in response to that. So what does that mean? Well, does it mean on the way up, I should just listen to someone who tells me to sell something when everyone else is telling me to buy it? Well, not necessarily, because they might also time it wrong. What we should be focusing on if we're holding any of these particular coins or any crypto coins in general, I'm not just singling these out, I'm singling these out because they're the most popular coins out there with the most bullish kind of communities behind them, which I think means we need more balance in return. And that is to understand that price predictions can be cool and fun to look at, but they don't necessarily benefit us in any way. But there is one way to identify when it might be worth selling an asset and when it might be worth buying an asset. And if you've been paying attention to crypto in the last few days, then you will realize that just yesterday morning, we were down at 33 on the Fear and Greed Index. And if you've ever listened to Warren Buffett say you should buy fear and sell greed, this is going to all become a little bit clear to you. Because right now, today, the price is back up. Bitcoin is now in the neutral part of this zone. So what? Well, because of all the variables in the market, the fact that there's thousands and thousands of different crypto coins, the fact that there's varying amounts of money in the market at any given time, the fact that political conditions and all of this happening makes it almost impossible to identify the target price that I'm going to sell this coin at, or I'm going to sell this coin at. We need to understand that it's not about the price at which we sell the coin at, but it is the climate in the market. I don't mean the temperature. I mean the climate in terms of the psychology in the market right now. Now, thanks to this really clever cartoon from Pudgy Penguins, it gives us a bit of an insight into how the market works. In this little clip, we see the penguin panicking because the price is going down and the penguin sells. Quite typically, this is what most people do. And then on the other side of things, when the price continues to go higher, people keep buying and they keep saying that it's going to go higher and higher until eventually it doesn't go higher anymore. And guess what? Each coin out there will eventually go to a point where it goes much higher and then it goes much lower. And you need to be selling around the point that it is much higher than when it gets to much lower. And if you believe for whatever reason that this coin is different or that coin will do something different, then you're wrong. Because simply, the price is controlled by people buying something and people selling something. In the last bull market, Solana was one of like 2 top performing coins. I think the other was Gala. Solana blew up here. People around $256 who bought in at like 20 cents were saying, oh, well, I'm going to wait to sell at $300. And guess what? It never happened. They came all the way back down and they lost huge amounts of money. So why do they come back down? Even if XRP is going to change the world and even if ICP is the future of the internet, well, they come back down because people are speculatively buying it down here who don't care about the project. All they care about is making money, and eventually they will make their money and they will pull their money out. If you were someone who had $1 billion to play with and you put $1 billion into Solana, and Solana went up 8x and you made yourself $7 billion, do you not think that you might be prepared to sell a little bit? You're probably not out there on Twitter being like, diamond hands, I'm holding this $7 billion forever. So if we know that at some point in time people are prepared to sell, then that means we also need to be prepared to sell. So when the F do we sell if we don't know the price prediction? Well, very easy. The Fear and Greed Index is your friend. When this gets up to around 97 to 98, and this is probably when you start to want to take some money out the market. And honestly, it's pretty much as simple as that. Because everyone around you is going to call you an idiot and tell you you're stupid and it could go to here, it could go to here. But nothing is real until you pull that money out. Another very easy way to identify the market top is to identify what happens during a bull market, and at the top of the bull market in particular. Remember, at the top of the bull market, the big money who bought in at the bottom are trying to pull their money out. Therefore, they need more people to arrive into the market to sell to. How do they get those people into the market? Well, they get lots of news articles on CNN, on BBC, and every day you will be seeing Fox News telling you about Bitcoin reaching new all-time highs and going up and up. And you will also see something else across your iPhone or your Android device and go to the App Store or the Google Play Store, and you will see that as the price of Bitcoin increases, the number of downloads on certain applications such as Coinbase and Binance will head higher as well. When these applications get towards number 2, number 1 ranking apps in terms of downloads in the world, that is probably your ultimate sell signal. At that point, ignore everyone out there who's going to tell you it's going to go up another 5x, another 10x, because at that point, they're competing for your views harder than ever. And they're going to keep telling you it's going to go higher and higher because they're also trapped in this same world of delusion. But when those apps are up near #1 and every man and his dog started a new YouTube channel to tell you about XRP and how it's going to change the world forever, then that is when you need to get out. Other easy things to think about is when you're having a haircut and your hairdresser's talking to you about crypto, when your non-crypto parents start talking to you about crypto, your grandma, whoever it is, suddenly starts talking to you about crypto. They're all talking about it because the big money has driven these people into the market to use them as exit liquidity. Around this time, you should be enormously cautious. Whether or not at this period of time, KASPA has managed to do a 5x or a 50x is not of your concern right now. Your concern is simply how to get out at the right time. Now, obviously, I'm not here to take away from the value of what these projects in particular are doing. Each project has its own value, or own value that it tells the world about. The more it can communicate that narrative to the world around us, the more likelihood that project has of going higher, whether or not it's actually doing it or not. And don't speculate on, well, if and when this happens, but look at whether or not it's happening now. The reason recently Solana has outperformed much of the market, whether you like it or not, is pretty much because of pump fund and meme coins. While the wider crypto market's been pretty dead, everyone's having to buy Solana so they can go and buy all their little degen meme coins. We're now seeing the Ton ecosystem blowing up because various tap games launching like Hamster Combat and my very own tap game called TapGo, which you can get through the link down below in the description, where we've hit 20,000 users in just the first one day. So if you want to get on board early and start being able to earn rewards playing TapGo, then make sure you go to the link down below in the description. And if people are actively using those chains, remember they're having to buy tokens to interact with those chains. Therefore, that's a good reason why the price might then start to increase. And if you want to know whether people are actually using different chains, go across to defilama.com, where you can check things like the volume on Ton here. You can see the volume of Ton has been going absolutely crazy. You can do it for Solana and any other coins that are of interest to you. Therefore, when you're thinking about like price predictions and where coins could go, you need to think of a few different things. Firstly, you need to think about the market cap. If a coin already has a significant market cap, let's say $1 billion, then to go up 10%, it needs to add $100 million to that market cap. So when you're thinking about a particular coin, and it's such a good coin as it has to do a 50x or 100x, be very cautious because if the market cap's too big, it has to add billions and billions of dollars to be able to grow to a certain size. And if no one's actively using it right now, why would it be growing to that size in terms of market cap? The only way that it could grow to that size in market cap is if people like us continue to keep buying it. But eventually, people like us run out. We stop buying into coins like that because the price starts to slow down, people start to sell, and eventually, unless there's volume, etc. on chain, it's going to start to bring the price down as well. So when it comes to each of these different coins, go away and do your own research. Understand the potential that these projects have and why you've invested in them over another particular project. As long as that's the reason you've gone and invested, not because you anticipated doing a 500x or whatever, and then identify that you've backed that project, you've invested in it because you see good potential in the future and you think you're going to make some good returns. But don't start penciling down the amount of returns you're going to make based on what someone's told you on some video, because it's likely not going to happen. The only thing that you then have control over is when you sell. And when you sell should be dictated by the climate in the market, not the price of the token that you bought. Because in the last bull market, the price of Bitcoin reached $68.7 thousand, at which point probably many were waiting to sell at 70k and it never ever came. Also, try and do yourself a favor. When you think a certain way about a particular coin and you see something that kind of makes you feel like angry, or you want to reject it because it's completely different from what you think. For example, if I think that Bitcoin's going to go to $140,000 per coin and someone tells me that Bitcoin's already at all-time highs right now, it makes me a bit angry. It pisses me off, but I still need to go and find out what that information is to fight against my confirmation bias and make sure that I maintain my balance. If you want to maintain your balance and make sure that you don't get led down some trail through this crypto market by people who are just going to feed on your hope, dreams, and excitement, then make sure you subscribe to the House of Crypto, where I'll teach you more about the psychology that is required to survive these markets, as well as different tools, tips, and tricks that you can use through tutorials, etc., on how to outcompete the rest of the people in this market. Because I really don't think it is that difficult, but you need to take some ownership of it yourself. Otherwise, you're just going to get chewed up and spat out along with most people in this market. Now, guys, I hope you enjoyed my video, okay? I'm sure it pissed a lot of people off, but I don't care, okay? I'm here to try and help you make some money in this crypto bull market. So make sure you smash that like button, okay? It really helps me out more than you know. And I'll see you tomorrow in another video. Bye-bye.